In 1967, as the 76ers were winning a championship, a local businessman named Ed Snyder was bringing the expanding National Hockey League to Philadelphia. He also built a new arena for his team, the Flyers, to call home. They were a bunch of young Canadians who came, saw, and conquered Philadelphia.
We had a real strong contingent out of South Philly that supported the Philadelphia Flyers in the early years and still do. They're hardworking people. They come and they want nothing less than a hardworking team, and we provided that. And I think that's why, there was that love between the city and the Philadelphia Flyers.
No player personified that lunch pail work ethic more than a gap-toothed center from Flin Flon, Manitoba.
I was raised in a community, a mining community that was away up in the north, and the people up there were, to live in that type of climate and make your living there, were tough, determined people, and obviously they raised their kids to be that way.
If Clark was the heart and soul of the Flyers, their stone wall was goaltender Bernie Perrant.
The way our team was set up, any of our players who had gotten hurt could have been replaced, but we couldn't replace Perrant. He was the one key ingredient that our team could not have won without.
The hard-checking, hard-working Flyers became known around the league as the Broad Street Bullies, and the head bully was tough guy Dave Schultz.
It wasn't until I got out of junior hockey at age 20, playing in the Eastern Hockey League in Roanoke, Virginia, that I started to drop my gloves and take on that role. I was going, wow, this is great. I'm getting a lot of attention, and I was doing good, and everybody liked it.
Schultz's fame was such that he briefly became a recording star.
Baby, how long will you keep me in the penalty box? Baby, I'm wrong, but it's lonely in the penalty box. I know I broke the rules, but rules are broken by fools. Baby, how long will you keep me in the penalty box?
With Schultz tuning up opponents, Perrant making miraculous saves, and timely scoring by Clark, Barber, and Rick McLeish, the Flyers quickly emerged as surprise contenders for the Stanley Cup, all under the tutelage of enigmatic coach Fred Sharrow.
He was unique. He was, I'll even say different, in the fact that he never said a lot. He handed us things regularly, just little sayings, okay, and that I could quote them all, and they always meant something to me. And one of the ones that he'd given us was, "Win together today, and we will walk together forever."
In April of 1974, the Flyers finished atop their conference. After easy playoff triumphs over the Atlanta Flames and the New York Rangers, it was on to the Stanley Cup Finals, and the sternest test yet in franchise history, the Boston Bruins at the Boston Garden.
Going into this final against the Bruins, here were the odds that the Flyers had to face. In 7 years in the league, they hadn't beaten Boston 4 times. Now they had to do that in 2 weeks.
Sure enough, the Bruins won Game 1, but it took overtime to do it. And the Flyers knew they had a chance to steal Game 2, which also resulted in sudden death.
I'm sitting on the bench in a fan where I hadn't, seen the ice in the last half of the third period. Never saw the ice. There was 10 minutes gone in overtime, and some fan said, put Schultz out there so the Bruins can score. So Fred puts me out there with Clark and Flett. Saw Flett out in the deep slot, and the rest is history.
Jones behind the net, centers, Flett, tries to Clark, shot, rebound, score!
I've never really believed in having an exuberant response to scoring a goal, because lots of people scored goals, of course. I think when that went in, it was a relief to me and probably to our team, because had we lost that game, we're 2 down and we're in deep trouble. And by winning there, we did what we had to do. We got a split in the first 2 games and put the home ice advantage back in the Spectrum, where we were almost invincible.
The Flyers had shocked the Bruins, even the series, and were headed home to friendly ice. Now it was the Flyers' turn to dominate, winning games 3 and 4 easily at the Spectrum. Game 5 went to the Bruins in Boston. Then it was back to Philadelphia for the all-important Game 6.
And that's the whole idea of home ice advantage. But on the other hand, too, was having the pressure coming home and winning that game. We did not want to get into a situation of going back to Boston, getting into Game 7. We might have been in a little bit of trouble.
In addition to home ice advantage, the Flyers had the best good luck charm in sports history.
The Broad Street Bullies, this raucous, rowdy bunch of Canadian hockey players, and this singer from North Carolina who had been in her heyday in the 30s and 40s, singing God Bless America. This odd juxtaposition came to be, for me, the greatest and most indescribable union of a good luck charm of that lady and this team that ever existed in sports.
Each team knew the stakes, and defense ruled for both sides until late in the first period when the Flyers struck. Rick McLeish tipped in a shot by Moose Dupont, the only scoring the Flyers would need.
With Kate Smith, with that game 1-0, the Flyers scoring first, and the Bruins attacking, and Perrant not letting the puck win. I think to this day that if they'd have played till midnight, Boston wouldn't have scored.
Boston's frustration was such that with 3 minutes left, Bobby Orr nearly tackled Bobby Clark, who was skating in for a breakaway. It was all over for the Bruins.
And I remember the words, Orr out of the penalty box, fires the puck down the ice. Perrant makes the save.
Time most of us put on skates, we dream of winning the Stanley Cup, of lifting the Stanley Cup, and it's the same for any kid that played the game at that time, and an awful great feeling for us.
The celebration spilled out of the Spectrum and filled the streets of Philadelphia through the night. The next day, the Flyers celebrated with 2 million of their closest friends.
As you went through the city in that parade on that Monday, you saw the bankers on Chestnut Street, the Union League people. We went by the Burn Center at St. Agnes, and regardless of what your stature was, or your status, your class system in Philadelphia, it was something that everybody took to their hearts. Philadelphia champion.
Did you go to the Flyers victory parade?